From the front porch of the Berger residence, welcome to the very special COVID-19 Dialogue with the Dukes Home Edition. I'm your host, Bill Berger. This morning's episode is brought to you, as always, by the Wellington Music Store and the Patricia Lindley Center for the Performing Arts. Assisting me today is Mr. Dave Conklin, acting as both director, technical assistant, and from a safe distance, the camera operator. Today we are providing a very special program in line with what's been happening in Wellington since March 16th, the day that the school district shut down due to the coronavirus. To help us understand the new normal and how segments of the population are adjusting to COVID-19, today we have the officers of the Wellington High School Drama Club. We have President Callie Hardwick, Vice President Maya Farron, and Secretary Ashley Elcom. Later on in the program, we will also have a short interview with Dottie Cianciola, the director of the Lindley Center. But first, each of the ladies will present a short video describing what's been happening in their world. Then we'll have a discussion with the ladies specifically about how they've adjusted, the confusing times, and for lack of a better term, is it really safe yet? And then finally, Dottie Cianciola will discuss the Lindley Center and the ramifications of the coronavirus on the center. So now, ladies, we're going to watch your video presentations. So first, Callie, you get to go first because you're the president of the club.
Being a student during a pandemic isn't easy. All of those cancellations. Sure, I'm working on building myself an online summer experience. And yeah, I do have the opportunity to hang out all day and every day with the man, the myth, the legend, Joey Barrett! But the cons still outweigh the pros. Everyone has to give up something. Senior hearts are broken, but we cried out and go turn in our essay that was due 2 days ago.
Very good, Maya. That was excellent. Our final video will be from Ashley Elcom, the secretary.
Me waking up at 8 a.m. Me doing my math homework. Fun stuff going on. My English homework that I have to do. All of my assignments for the week that I have to complete with a few more. Me binge watching Vampire Diaries that I do quite often. Me reading when I'm tired of Vampire Diaries. Me going to bed. That is my daily routine.
We enjoyed your videos. It's certainly interesting to see what's going on with you ladies during this stay-at-home orders that we have. But I have several questions for you. First of all, the first three questions are going to be to all three of you. The first question is, what do you miss most about not being in school, if you miss anything about not being in school? Callie, why don't you lead us off?
I just miss getting to see my friends every day, I think I've really taken for granted, school, it always is not super fun, I always hated to go to school, but, not being in school, so you realize how much I miss seeing everybody every day and getting to talk to everybody, and even, going to my classes and seeing my teachers and stuff like that, so.
Mm-hmm. Well, how about you, Maya? What do you miss most, if you miss anything?
Well, I do like to sleep in, but I feel like school gave me a sort of, routine. Well, it did give me a routine, and now I don't have that. It's kind of, trying to build my own, and just like Callie, I do miss, being around, other people besides my family. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll certainly be talking about that just a little bit later. And how about you, Ashley? You miss anything?
I miss having kind of a busy schedule and going out and doing a bunch of stuff that I would always have compiled up, and I miss hanging out with friends.
We want to talk about how actually school is actually going on right now, how much learning is going on, and so on. So I have questions for all three of you. First of all, Ashley, how has teaching and learning changed over the last 6 weeks?
Teaching has kind of changed with students are kind of teaching themselves within what kind of, because they're just going off of a book and resources that they can figure out where to get all this information from that their teachers are providing. and you kind of just have to work with the teachers more than you had like before, because if you have a question, you have to email them or send like them a text or ask your friends, be like, hey, do you understand this? And yeah, that's kind of how it's changed.
Exactly. Well, and obviously kind of what Ashley was saying, Maya, so obviously you have lots of challenges that you as a student and the teachers actually come up against. What have you found in your learning in the last 6 weeks and the challenges involved?
One challenge is, so like traditional in-person schooling, it's like you constantly have a teacher there, you can engage with them, ask them questions. But I feel like a challenge for us and for me personally is like remembering that the teachers are there and you don't have to, you don't have to feel like you're on your own. So it just, we're all trying to participate in like Zoom office hours and just really trying to stay connected even though we are so, physically far apart.
Yeah, well, actually, and going on what Maya just said, Callie, so do you think you're learning as much in this environment?
No. I've struggled through this very much so. I'm just so used to my routine of going to school and having people around me, teachers that are there the whole day that if I have a question I can go to, and this is just completely different than what I'm used to, and it's really not doing too great for my grades right now. It's a struggle, but I think slowly and surely we're getting there. But I'm not doing as well as I used to.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought that up about being with your peers and also with with the teachers and so on. So, Callie, you said you feel like you're not learning as much in isolation. Do you feel like one of the biggest things why you're not learning is you don't have that peer interaction?
Yeah, like a lot of times if like me or my friends, we have problems with homework, we help each other out with it, and we have like study sessions or we do homework together, and not having them is kind of making homework a little harder and assignments a little bit more difficult to do without like a supporting friend to help you along with it, and without teachers there to help. It's
yeah, it's tough. It's tough, isn't it? So, Maya, do you think in the last 6 weeks, do you think the students are actually buying into this type of education, and especially if we have to go into it into the fall? So, do you think that the students are buying into it?
When this school lockdown first started, I think everyone was just excited because not everyone, but a lot of students, especially my grade, they're like excited to sleep in, and just like they felt like they'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna turn in my assignments 11:58 every night. But now, me personally, I'm okay with this distance learning. I'm getting used to it. But as for is the rest of the student body buying into it, I think they're just buying into it simply because of the fact it's not school and getting up early. Like, they're okay with procrastinating all day,
Yeah,
it depends on what you want.
Sure, I understand what you mean. Well, Ashley, both Callie and Maya were talking about how hard it is to learn. So, does social media now play a much more important role?
Yes, it is playing a more important role, because like now I text from my friends, like if I ever have a question, or like if I'm ever like feeling like lonely in this isolation, and I feel like they're kind of like my support system, like going through this hard time where you can't go out and see them like you would like every single day.
Mm-hmm.
So now you just have social media to have some sort of like contact and connection with.
Sure, well, I certainly understand that. Well, I have one final question for all three of you, and that is, and we'll start with Ashley first. What are you most looking forward to in the post-pandemic phase of your life? Ashley?
I'm just looking forward to like going out into public and seeing like my friends and like teachers and family members that I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Okay, how about you, Maya?
I'm just looking forward to being able to plan because I feel like there's so many unknowns, like even like all time, like we don't even know what's gonna happen then. So there's every single plan or statement has been followed by, oh well, if this is done by then, you know. So I'm just excited to be able to say something and like be able to do it.
Sure.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Callie, what are you most looking forward to?
I want to go to the movie.
That sounds like a very good answer. And I think it's been very interesting getting your take, and I hope that many of the other students will identify when they see this also. And now we're picking it right back up. We're going to talk with Dottie Cianciola. She is the director of the Lindley Center. We'd like to get her views concerning what's been going on the last now 7 weeks and the hole that's kind of been left in the Lindley Center. So Dottie, welcome.
Hi, good morning, Bill. Good to be here with you this morning.
Absolutely. Well, my first question is going to be the same question that I asked the girls during these now last 7 weeks. What do you miss most? How has that impacted you?
Well, I really have a love for live theater and for my job there. And I would say I thoroughly enjoy the creative process that goes along with all of that. So for me, not having a live events is very trying, and I especially miss the people. I had a lot of connections with the high school students, intro to theater, working on the tech. I miss that very much. I'm definitely a people person, and it's been a big adjustment for me, no doubt about that.
Yeah, I can certainly understand that. Well, since you and the theater are directly connected to Wellington High School and the Wellington School District as a whole, do you see any light at the end of the tunnel, either now or in the next, shall we say, the foreseeable future again?
Oh, absolutely. I always see light. I think right now is a time to reflect on what we do in there and promote the Lindley Center through Facebook and YouTube and all our social media that we have readily available to us today. So that's my focus right now, and that's where I see the light.
It's certainly been for lack of a better term, a complete new situation within the community and certainly within the theater, hasn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a big adjustment, and there's been good and bad, I'd say, going along with that. We really, I think, at least I know I appreciate more now than ever a lot of things that I used to take for granted.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the things that I know that you were planning on during the summertime was some type of a script writing workshop that you were going to do. Obviously, that's been put on hold, but is that still in the offing?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, that's the type of event that will work really well when we do reopen and we can have small groups gathered together. And I think it also offers an opportunity for a plan B should we need to do something maybe not directly on site. So it's a good thing, something that Dave Conklin and I have been planning. And we're really happy, excited that we have Connor Baker, who's a Wellington High School graduate and now a playwright. He's involved in overseeing that, and it's a very exciting thing. So regardless, I do see that definitely taking place this summer.
Uh-huh. Well, the next two questions are kind of along the same vein. The first question being, please inform the community on how to follow the Lindley Center during these trying times, during the stay-at-home times that we have to abide by.
Sure. We have a Facebook website, the Patricia Lindley Center for the Performing Arts. Well, that's our Facebook site. We also have lindleycenter.com is our website. And we have a YouTube channel. So any one of those ways will get you to get information. We will keep the public very up to date on everything that's going on. And we are very connected to Wellington schools. So whenever they put out a notice, we're right there with them.
Do you have anything else that you would like to impart upon the students within the school district and also the community as far as what you're feeling right now? I open the floor to you.
Okay, what am I feeling right now? Well, I am anxious to get things going again, but I do realize it's a matter of we have to be patient. We have to use this time to plan. Summer's coming. It's going to be a time when people are going to want to get out, and that's fine as long as we do maintain social distancing standards. I think that's very important. And to the students and really everyone, I would strongly suggest keeping a journal. This is a very interesting time in our history and something that's going to have ramifications, I would think, for years to come. And journaling, in my opinion, is a really good way to get your emotions out and keep a history of what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my advice to the students.
Okay, well, certainly a lot of people, because of my advanced age, a lot of people have asked me if I've ever seen something like this before, and the answer is no. Nothing like this has ever happened in my 72 plus years of life. It's certainly something new and different. Once again, we would like to thank not only Dottie Cianciola, but also Callie Hardwick and Maya Farron and Ashley Elkin for being on this very special dialogue with the Dukes this morning. We hope that you have, shall we say, as we say, provoked thoughts about what's actually been going on over these past 7 weeks. And I'd like to leave you with a little quote from the Prime Minister of England right now, Mr. Boris Johnson. He had a little quote about a week ago, and that was that you should contain your impatience. And I think that's very important, even though many of the states, in fact, I believe 36 of them, have already started opening things up. We hope that you contain your impatience and realize that we don't want to have a rebound and have this start all over again this fall or this winter. So until our next episode, we want you to stay healthy. We want you to consider wearing a mask for both you and your protection when and if you have to go out. And by all means, please be safe. This is Dialogue with the Dukes.